Two goals from Captain Didier Crittenden helped the Blues earn their first victory since May 13th. Excuse me. Before the Blues try to win their second straight before heading on the road for a 4-game road trip. Sorry about that. Justin Maes is here live from Anteater Stadium, where there was OKC Energy, the team that's going to go through the Blues here tonight. The Energy, a very good squad, only a spot ahead of the Blues in the playoff race. They're in 5th place. The Blues are in 6th, but they're in a little bit of a losing streak, a 2-game losing streak here for the OKC Energy. They lost against Sacramento up at Boney Field, and then lost a 6-2 loss to Louisville City, which was a tough loss for them. Their most goals allowed in franchise history, but they look to rebound here tonight. They were hot before that 2-game losing streak. They won 5 straight previous to that. One man that helped that was Danny Koenig. Koenig, very good player. 5 straight games with a goal, 6 straight with a point. So look out for him up top. He's playing as a number 9 striker here tonight for OKC Energy. Now let's go over to the OC Blues, your home team, the OC Blues. 6-1, 19 points here. We're on the losing streak, but got that victory in their last game on Saturday. It was a 3-2 win against Vancouver Whitecaps 2. Didier Crittenden, like I said, 2 goals in that game. Was on the bench for the team of the week. Look for him here tonight to see if he can propel his team to a victory. One thing to look out for is that the Blues, they had a shutout in the second half of that Vancouver Whitecaps game. It was a big thing for him, for the team and Coach Weiss. That's their plan for all the halves, pretty much. Earn a shutout, and they should earn a victory here tonight. And another thing to look out for is Christopher Ramirez. Christopher Ramirez, the leading scorer on this team, actually tied with Didier Crittenden. He's the leading scorer on this team. He's fully healthy, his second game back here tonight, who's starting up top for the OC Blues, and so look out for those players. Now going forward, this is the first time both teams have faced off against each other. OKC won a majority of them. Blues only won. So look out here for tonight. Let's see if the Blues can start their own little streak after winning the one last game, or if OKC Energy can bump up and stay off their away losing streak. It should be a good matchup here tonight. It's going to be Mark Serber and Brad Paul with the call after player introductions and after the national anthem. That was interesting. Huh? Yeah. I fucked up. Well, I mean, I messed up so hard that first time. I froze, dude. Did you see that?
By athletes, coaches, and spectators. Getting tribute on a night where USL is rising and two teams are looking to rise up the table as well. And when our women are doing us proud into the finals of the Women's World Cup. But tonight, it's all about the Orange County Blues and the Oklahoma City Energy. Coming to you live from Anteater Stadium on the campus of UC Irvine. Mark Serber alongside Brad Paul. Brad, good evening. Pleasure to be with you. And the Blues, of course, coming off that 3-2 win at WFC2, scored 2 goals in quick succession, gave up 2 goals in quick succession, but then got that penalty right before halftime. And as Oliver V said, the biggest positive he took away was that second half clean sheet. Can they do it tonight against a very rampant Oklahoma City squad and a very rampant Danny Kooning, who's leading the league in goals with 10, points with 23, and shots with 46. The defense is going to have to be aware tonight of a side that, despite coming off a 6-2 loss, has yet to be shut out this season.
Well, it's going to be very exciting. All the hype around Kooning. Finally get to see him here in action tonight. It's going to be up to that OC Blues backline and Jeffrey Payeras and Brenton Griffiths to slow him down. Those two have been working very well together in the back ever since the addition of Payeras to the starting 11. So with the OC Blues, they're going to look to build on that early success with all those goals being scored. However, they want to keep that clean sheet that they did have in that second half and build on that from there.
Well, Orange County, they just have a tough time playing against this OKC Energy side who just love playing here at UC Irvine. As a matter of fact, they are 2-0 right here, bookending their inaugural season, winning their first game, scoring their first ever goal in club history through Kyle Craig after just 11 minutes on a pass from Christian Duke. And then Craig ended the season just as he started it, scoring the game-winning goal in the final game of the year for both sides. Last year, both sides missed the playoffs. This year, both sides are in a position to go through, but we're only at the midway point of the season, and both teams, you have to say, still trying to find their rhythm.
Well, it's a tale of 2 seasons within the season there, Mark. Both sitting in a playoff spot, but now you want to separate yourselves into being one of those top echelon teams and get seeding going forward into the playoffs. Those top 2 teams in the West will get a bye, and it's crucial to work your way up.
Orange County are breathing down the necks of the Energy, just 5 points ahead of them, and a win for the home side, and they will be in touching distance. The Orange County Blues, clad in their all blue, attacking from right to left across your screen. And the Energy, in their green shirts, white shorts, and green socks, attacking to your right. And it's Felix. He's dispossessed. And it's quickly forward. And they're looking for that man Kooning. Oh, and a slip by Navarro, but he's able to recover. And just in time. OKC coming off a 2-game losing streak. Their first pair of back-to-back losses this year, Brad. And other than that 6-2 game, really just a bump in the road. I mean, they were rampant at home, winning 5 games in a row, 4 straight shutouts. And this is a team that has never lost when leading at halftime, although they have scored in the last 2 games and ended up on the losing side.
Well, even prior to that 5-game win streak, they had a tie going into that, so unbeaten in that 6-game span before these tough 2 losses. They went up north and faced the defending champion Sacramento Republic FC in a tough 2-1 loss.
A good ball in the corner and a chance in. 3 players to find in the box, but the deflection took the sting out of the cross, and Miranda gets there first. Quick distribution for Cortez. You could see what he was trying to do there, but the flick was too heavy. And this is Sanchez. We'll play it all the way back to Evans. Was supposed to join the Blues in their inaugural season in 2011, and at the 11th hour, ended up joining Wilmington, where he spent 3 seasons before coming over to the Energy last year. Newton, 8th in the USL in saves. Plays it long. And the first header's from Payeras. This is Santana. And Payeras continued his run. It's a good ball in the channel. First order business, keep it in. Second, get the cross off. Cortez tried to lay it down in between the center defenders for Ramirez, who was ghosting in. But the central pairing of the OKC Energy was wise to it.
Well, that was a good form of possession right there by the OC Blues to work the ball up that right side and fast. Try to catch OKC Energy off there. because OKC Energy has had all the possession to start this game.
Looking up top and the flick on. And it's Duke chasing on the far side. Duke originally was Sporting Kansas City, spent 2013 on loan with Orlando City, where he was named their Rookie of the Year, and then spent last year on loan at OKC and is back in the Oklahoma Capital for this season as well.
Duke, familiar to the area, played his college ball at San Diego, the Toreros, so he's happy to be back here visiting Southern California.
You have to say that Duke is probably one of the most creative players in this league. So plenty more than just cooning you have to be worried about. Newton comes to the extreme of his penalty area to collect. Still no score in the 4th minute, but space is opening up for the Oklahoma City Energy. Sanchez elects to cut inside. It's Sanchez once again. Griffith steps in. Dewey. Harris, 23-year-old rookie out of the University of Washington. And the former Husky gets it back to Gareth Evans.
Right now, OKC is finding those holes, creating those quick 1-2 touch passes. OC Blues got to keep that pressure high to win it just like this.
And it's the first time we've seen Crittenden gets it out wide. Lovely weighted ball to the far side for Santana. He puts it across. It's a good one, but Evans was well stationed. And now Sanchez can go the other way. Break might be on here for OKC. And that one just a bit overcooked. Koenig was chasing, and a question as to if he became active in the play, would the assistant referee have put up his flag?
Well, from this angle here, it looked like he did a good job of staggering his run, making a roundabout way past that last defender, staying on, but we'll never know as that ball was weighted too heavy and into the arms of Miranda.
And this time, if he did become active coming back from offside, Koenig. 10 goals, already surpassing the mark for a single season set by Kyle Craig last year, who had 9. And this time, the Dane, who joined from Vestjylland in the Danish Superliga, heads it forward to Miranda. Good distribution from the Cuban. And this is Griffiths. Payeras, 21-year-old, is on loan from Guatemalan Giants Municipal. They in Comunicaciones really own the Guatemalan League. Beto Navarro. Almost putting his keeper into an awkward situation, but Miranda able to play out of it quickly. And the header won by Santana over Dewey. Oliver Wies paying a huge tribute to Santana after the WFC2 game, saying that he played his best game of the season. Said when you play in that position, you better get goals and assists, and he certainly got his name on the stat sheet with an assist on the second goal. Also started the first goal as well in that 3-2 win over WFC2.
Ever since he came on as a substitute about 3-4 games ago, he's really been playing well, and that's how he's gotten himself into that starting 11. But so far here tonight, OKC is pressing up really high, forcing the Blues to keep possession in their own third. So Blues got to get past that midpoint line and work it around just like they are here.
And this is Santana. Luca puts it across. Ramirez, let it go! Oh, the El Salvadorian needs to be a bit more selfish there. And a chance for the Energy to break. Kyle Craig.
Well, Mark, we talked about the communication between Cortez and Ramirez up top. Just seemed to be on a different page right there, but a great goal-scoring opportunity, again, set up by the ball going outside to the feet of Santana.
It's Santana on the ball once again. Dewey does a good job to get on the right side of him. And the Energy get their shape, forcing the Blues all the way back. And this is Griffiths, as the Blues recycle their runs in this 8th minute. El Santana has plenty of tricks in his arsenal, wasn't able to find one there. And this is Thomas, the club's first ever signing. Of course, played with Nielsen at Sporting Kansas City, Thomas, before he was traded to Toronto FC. And when Nielsen brought him on, he said, this is the man I'm going to build my team around. And safety first from Brenton Griffiths.
I'm pretty sure he was trying to clear that one out onto Jamboree Road.
And it's Dewey who's down. And no foul as Griffiths got to the ball first and Dewey clattered into him. It's not something you'd like to see. However, the referee, Michael Zapata, holding off the trainers, and the picture looking good for Dewey. He's able to get up. Tough customer, the 23-year-old from Tacoma, Maryland, who came through DC United's academy.
It's always interesting. You think the person kicking the ball is going to be the worst of those injuries, but usually the guy that runs in. And what a throw.
And the flip throw into the box has Miranda concerned, and he has to punch it over his bar for the first corner kick of the game. And no, now they're going to say, was a foul called? I mean, that could be the only reason, because Miranda tipped that over his bar. Certainly can't be a goal kick, but the assistant referee on this near side, Eduardo Jeff, put his flag up in the air.
Harris practically threw that one in the goal. All the OKC Energy needed to do was just tap it in, but Miranda apparently drew the foul.
So get out of jail free card for the Orange County Blues, who now know they can't give away throw-ins pretty much anywhere inside their own half.
Giving Turner a run for his money right there on men with very long throws that work almost just like a corner or a free kick.
Well, there was a story in one of the Oklahoma City newspapers that said that is Michael Harris's secret weapon. And it almost came to fruition there, but still no score inside 10 minutes. But the Energy have their tails up. That pass, though, off kilter. And it'll just be a throw-in for the Orange County Blues. Have you visited the new USLsoccer.com? Get the latest news and live stats, and check out the new social media hub, where there has to be a GIF, or at least a Vine posted, of that flip throw. Sensational.
Not every day you get to see such great work like that.
Great turn from Cortez. Good hold-up play from Ramirez. Cortez joins the party, as does Crittenden. Little touch out wide for Santana. Trying to get around Dewey, and the cross too heavy. Cortez looking to rescue it. He does well to get it back to Felix. Signed just last week, playing in his third game as a professional, Felix. Lovely combination playing. Suggs is in. Suggs plays it across Ramirez! And doing a great job to come over and cover was Dewey, and still feeling the effects from that earlier challenge as Dewey goes down.
Well, that was just great 1-2 work from Cortez and Suggs right there, getting up that left side. I thought maybe Suggs could have had a shot on goal on Newton from this angle, Mark, but he instead elects to play it across. Dewey did a great job to save Newton there in the end.
Well, it's easy for us to say up here from the booth, but when everybody's expecting the cross, why not have a go? But at the same time, that's the ball you're taught to play. So Suggs doing it by the book there, and it almost was 1-0 Blues, except for the heroics of Peebo Dewey.
And he might be paying the price for that, as you said earlier, that tough challenge with Brenton Griffiths. He's now sitting behind the goal with the trainer.
First corner kick of the game, and it comes for the Blues. And Newton does just enough. Potted away with Cortez lurking at the far post. And can Harris take this throw in for the Blues?
It might be too far if he takes it from this angle.
Griffiths, swing and a miss. And it went off him last in the assistant referee's point of view. Want to give a warm welcome to the fans listening back in Oklahoma City and the members of the Grid. And to the fans of the Orange County Blues County Line Coalition, or wherever you may be tuning in. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Mark Serber alongside Brad Paul. A 0-0 game, but both teams have had their chances as that one is smartly headed back to the keeper. Good outlet for Sanchez. One of two players who joined this season from the PDL runners-up Kitsap Pumas. Floated over for the top. And the assistant referee's flag stays down. Oh, lovely improvisation from Sanchez, but Griffiths is over in cover once again. Neatly down on the chest from Griffiths. And Suggs was turning, thought he had more time. And that pass with just a bit too much mustard on it. Otherwise, it would have been 1-0 OKC.
Well, this high line by OKC is proving to give them most of this possession here in that first 13-minute mark. OKC is really moving that ball up, but it's these counterattacking abilities like this for the Blues.
And this one slid almost into the net. Evans making sure it goes on the right side of the post from an OKC perspective. And it will be an Orange County corner kick on the far side. But so many times, Brad, we've seen those become own goals. However, Gareth Evans, a veteran player, knew exactly what he was doing there.
Well, those counterattacking abilities, the only opportunities the Blues have gotten here, 3 in the first 14 minutes, almost proving to be a goal if it wasn't for Due and a cross just overcooked by Santana. Very well could see the OC Blues on the score sheet.
This one played in low. Luka got to it. And Suggs is chasing. Smartly pushed past him. And a great job by Greg to keep it in bounds. Suggs does well to muscle him off the ball. However, the pass was too easily telegraphed and won back by Gonzalez. Playing as one of the 2 holding midfielders for Oklahoma City. And both teams cheaply giving the ball away there in succession. 14th minute, and both teams have had their chances. Both teams have been able to get behind the back lines of the defenses.
Substitution for OKC Energy FC in 14 minutes of play. Leaving the game is number 3, Pivo Due.
And Pivo Due has to come out because of that earlier knock. And Delgado comes on for a 7th appearance as a chance. And Miranda making sure, scurrying across his goal as he watches it flash just wide of his post.
Well, that's something if you're OKC and head coach Jimmy Nielsen, you don't want to ever have to make a substitution that early in the game. Unfortunately, Due doing all he can to keep this deadlocked at 0. So tough loss for OKC here, but able to keep that score and preserve it as we see really get behind that OC Blues back line.
And after Due had made that slide and rolled out of bounds, I saw him slam the turf, which in my mind meant that he knew he wasn't going to be able to continue. Lovely touch from Sanchez to bring that one down under some duress. However, the ball into the channel, searching for Koenig's not there, as Koenig had shaped out wide.
The OC Blues not having much of that possession, but when they go forward, they've been doing a really good job of switching that point of attack, and it's creating those opportunities open on the wing. So they're going to have to keep looking to switch that ball.
Crittenden. Santana. Waiting for the overlap from Payeras. Lucas screaming for it. And still Santana going. Now the double team's on in the corner, and Santana ran out of real estate. Into the 16th minute, 0-0 between the Orange County Blues and the Oklahoma City Energy FC. Brad, what are your thoughts on this opening period of play?
The Energy have come out with, well, the energy. They're pushing that high line and trying to get Koenig on those over-the-top through balls. And so far, he's been able to get by one time. The pass was just a little too overcooked as Miranda came out beautifully to collect that one. But that high line and also caused a giveaway by Suggs. Didn't even know he had Sanchez around him. Great counterattacking opportunities by the OC Blues, but Coach Oliver Wies loves to work the ball up the field, play out of the back, and so far they're finding success with the captain, Didier Crittenden, switching the point of attack. So as long as the Blues can get possession in OKC's half of the field, they're doing all right.
Van Compernol pushes it forward. And good one-touch passing from OKC. Thomas looking for Koenig once again. Griffiths over the head of Cortez. And now the official not happy with something, as Evans is getting into it with Crittenden, and the captain has to be careful. Evans, the Welshman, not happy with something. And now he pushes Ramirez. And if you're Luka, get Ramirez out of there. Ramirez is a fiery character.
Well, that's pretty risky by Evans to be pushing Ramirez right in front of center ref here.
Oh, what is Zapata going to do here? Still in the early exchanges of this one. So you would like to see the referee not go to his pocketbook. However, this isn't the first time we've seen defenders get mad with Ramirez for possible elbows. And in fact, this isn't the first time that we've known that Ramirez has actually put up his elbows. So Ramirez pleading his case, and I think Zapata doing a good job of just trying to calm everybody down, telling Ramirez to cut it out, as there's that flip throw once again.
Well, it looked like Zapata's motion said, if you continue, you're going to be out of here, so.
And now Ramirez getting an elbow, and he'll be whistled for the flag. And then Evans coming over late and bowling him over. And now Luka has to be careful as he comes flying in. Luka's also a hot-headed character.
Well, that has to be a foul. It was clear retaliation by Evans. Maybe a little acting by Ramirez, but should be a yellow card, Mark.
Well, Ramirez had every right to go for that ball. He was well shielded off. Should be a foul on Ramirez, whether or not he got his hands up too high. But once again, Ramirez the instigator.
As we see, the whistle's already been blown here, but Evans just comes barreling into the back of Christopher Ramirez.
And an elbow into the small of the back of Ramirez as well from Evans. Gareth Evans, one of the leaders of this team. You can understand him protecting his players. Now Newton's out saying, hey, buddy, keep your arms down.
Well, Evans, center back, that is his job, to protect the area. But it has to be within the play of the game. That whistle was blown. He could have backed off of Ramirez, but he wanted to give that little extra shove. Lucky to not be seeing a yellow card right there.
On 20th minute, still no goals, and somehow still nobody in the referee's notebook.
As long as we don't have any Clint Dempsey episodes, we'll be okay here tonight.
Crittenden trying to flick it over for Ramirez. And now Ramirez has pulled up lame, and this is not good from an Orange County Blues perspective, as he went down untouched. If there was an elbow or something, I certainly didn't see it. I think he might have tweaked something.
Could have been some jostling around before the ball was sent for Ramirez to run onto, but still feeling the effects from that elbow by Evans in the small of the back. Never a good sign when the referee immediately called for the trainer.
The cooler heads prevailing is Thomas and Luka with some sportsman-like exchanges. And Ramirez has been struggling with injuries as of late. Had to come on as a sub against the Switchbacks FC in that 5-0 drilling that the Blues took. And Ramirez walking gingerly over.
Looks to be holding his shoulder, maybe the way he fell down with that collision with Evans, but OKC's already had to make one substitution here in the 14th minute. Hopefully not the same story for the OC Blues here in the first 22 minutes.
Well, some cynical looks from the OKC bench as Ramirez walks off. And a drop ball, and Santana sportingly gives it back to Newton. 26-year-old still holds the records for most saves and most clean sheets at Old Dominion University. Joined this season from Arizona United, as a former Blue took his place in goal at Arizona, and Carl Wazinski. Speaking of Arizona United, they're level on points with the Orange County Blues. The only reason the Blues are occupying the last playoff spot is because they have a better goal differential. Harris trying to create a half yard of space. He does, puts it into that corridor of uncertainty, but once again there to mop up is Brenton Griffiths.
Well, Griffiths didn't know who he had behind him. The smart thing to do is just play it out to safety. You hear coaches say it all the time. When you're unsure, just play it out. Unfortunately for the OC Blues defense, they've only given up just a corner kick.
It's going to be Chewy Sanchez over to take. It'll be an outswinger from this near side. And it was Cortez who climbed highest. Clearance only to the top of the box where Garcia wanted to have one, but Santana stepped in. And a smart ball forward for Payeras. Tried to help it along the line, but Cortez was just a step too slow.
Santana playing with such confidence in this last 5 stretch of games there. Could have booted it up, but beautifully did it spin on the ball, keep that possession, and try to work it up the field. There wasn't a counterattacking possibility there. Good job by Santana.
24th minute, and the Blues are going to have to play this one like a free kick.
Third time of the game here for Harris with the flip throw, I presume.
4 players in the box for Oklahoma City, 3 lined up across the 6, and Miranda has to tip it over. If I'm him, you have to do safety first, but at the same time, no goals can come directly from a throw, and if you see nobody's going to touch it, why not just let it go into your net? And perhaps that's what Griffiths and Cortez are saying to him, but I'm sure as a keeper you're saying, I don't want that on my hands.
It's one of those opportunities where a guy will be standing right next to him. All he's got to do is stick his head out, so good job by Miranda.
Another corner kick. Getting there first is the Energy. Something still might be on here, and it's Griffiths again. Herculean in the first 25 minutes. Brenton Griffiths keeping Oklahoma City at bay.
Well, these outswingers by Sanchez are proving to be pretty deadly. They even have to call Chris Cortez, who's one of their best players in the air, back to guard that 6-yard box.
This one doesn't require a flip throw, but it's still a good one. And Santana was smartly camped out at the top of the box. Not out of the woods yet, though, the Blues. And now they're able to clear their lines. Ramirez is chasing. And Oklahoma City keep possession. Played through, but nobody making the run. And that's easy pickings for Miranda.
Miranda definitely having to be on his toes here early on tonight. Trying to work the ball out of the back, but elects to just kick this one deep and clear the area.
Cortez wins the header. Flicked on by Craig. And the foul will be whistled against Koenig. Become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. Griffiths sends it forward. Cortez is always looking for that knockdown for Ramirez, but OKC was wise to it. Clearance rather popped up in the air, and that's a beautiful touch, and it allows the Energy to break out, but once again, the outlet ball too far.
OKC has been working that ball up the field very nicely. I'm surprised that they're just trying to kick this ball over the top to find Koenig. He is their guy, but you have to find the ball at his feet and let him go at players. He gets space, he could get around people one-on-one.
Luca gets a foot in. Santana with room to run. Trying to get to the byline, Santana. Textbook one-on-one defending. And into the pocket of space for Craig. But a great job of checking back from Payeras. Ramirez still chasing. And Evans slides it clear.
The OC Blues have really worked themselves into this game. First 10 minutes, it was all OKC, but ever since we had a little jostling between Ramirez and Evans, the Blues have really settled down.
Kirtnen was trying to flick it out wide. Koenig running against Griffiths. And Payeras did well to get back and cover. Santana looking for options. Crittenden. Chino Santana thought about whipping it in, instead plays it back for Luca. The Montenegrin slides it in. Oh, and that's a great run by Suggs. Suggs can't get it past Newton. Second opportunity. And that one played with too much power and pace. Oh, Suggs has done so good this year at ghosting into that channel. However, he's had 3 or 4 chances just like that. Has not been able to beat the on-rushing keeper. And this time it was Newton who did well to come off his line and make himself as big as possible. Somehow we are still scoreless in the 29th minute.
Again, it was the work of the captain, Didier Crittenden, switching that point of attack. He did a great job to receive that ball from Luca and find that streaking overlap run from Josh Suggs. Newton did a great job to come off his line and keep this 0-0 here in the 29th minute.
Zapata was playing advantage, so it'll be a free kick for Oklahoma City.
Suggs still thinking about that one, but he's got to focus now as Evans can play this one into the mix. Suggs has got to hunker down here and watch Sanchez from coming in behind.
Suggs just 2 goals in his 5-year professional career. Both of them coming last year. As this one was looking for Craig at the far post, bypasses him. Luca with the header. Crittenden to settle things down. And this time Crittenden pushed to the ground, so it'll be a free kick in favor of the Orange County Blues. As it's 0-0 on the half-hour mark, Mark Serber alongside Brad Paul. Hope you're enjoying our coverage on the USL YouTube page, the Orange County Blues YouTube page, and the Oklahoma City Energy YouTube page. And a reminder that all USL regular season and playoff games are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today.
And there seems to be something with Griffiths here that center ref Zapata is talking with Griffiths about. Appears to be okay. Can't tell, the training staff was up on the sideline there. But Griffiths looks to be okay, and he's going to take this free kick.
He elects to play it short. Long searching ball. Cortez able to bring it down, but he sees the flag go up against him. And OKC play it quickly. Santana screaming that the free kick wasn't taken from the spot where Cortez was offside. His pleas fall on deaf ears, and Sanchez motors forward. Looking for Craig on the outside. A good shielding by Beto Navarro.
Well, Mark, there's been no short of action here so far in this first half, but who is going to break the deadlock first?
Thomas. Harris. Evans. Former Wrexham man gets it out wide. Van Kampernoel.
Try saying that name 3 times fast.
Was looking down the wing for Christian Duke. Follow at USL on Twitter to become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive giveaways. And also a reminder, whenever talking about the USL, to always use the hashtag USL and the hashtag USL Rising. Cortez chested that on, but not really with a purpose. Payeras helps it on. Great shielding from Ramirez and the quick snapshot, but Evans was in the way. Well, Nielsen said something about the Blues that I thought he was spot on. He said they're a very good team when they're confident. And Brad, even from up here, we can tell when the Blues are confident and when they're not. And they're playing with some confidence right here as Cortez smartly keeps that one. Trying to engineer a bit of space. Luca, lovely ball. And that's a great cross. Ramirez Still going, Ramirez taking his time and finding the net.
What a job by Christopher Ramirez to deke out his defender in front of him and wait till he could get all he could behind that ball and slotted it just past the outstretched fingers of Newton here in the 33rd minute. Great job by Luca to find Santana as we see Ramirez get as far to the right side of that goal to swing it across the face of Newton. As now Christopher Ramirez 7 goals on the season. Now the team leader was tied with Didier Crittenden, but stands alone at the top and breaks this scoreless game here in the 33rd minute.
What will the response be from the Oklahoma City Energy, looking for just their second away win and their first since April 4th when they won 2-1 at the Switchbacks? As Miranda takes his time. Little pump fake as Miranda using all 6 seconds.
I wish we could give hockey assist for that one because Luca played that beautifully weighted ball behind the defense to Santana. Santana did a good job of one-timing that into the mix, and Ramirez able to slot it home.
Santana now with 3 assists on the season. His assist coming in the 2-1 loss against the LA Galaxy, the 3-2 win against WFC2, and now an assist here tonight on the goal by Ramirez. And while we're giving out credit, great patience by Ramirez. The man on loan from El Salvador's Atletico Marte did so well to wait for Evans to slide and then looked up, saw where the goalkeeper was, didn't get everything behind the shot, but he placed it well enough, and the Blues are up 1-0 with just over 10 minutes to go in first half regulation.
If you can get that ball in that position every time and convert, doesn't matter how hard you kicked it as long as it goes over that goal line.
Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow @Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information.
Well, Christopher Ramirez was brought in to this OC Blues side to score goals, and he's done nothing short of that. Team leading 7 goals here as we're at the midway point of the OC Blues season.
Well, this is a very resilient Energy FC side. Nothing's going to change in the way that they operate this game. Is this time Thomas will be whistled for a foul? And Felix, he's just loving his start to his professional career. Already 3 games in and won the game-winning penalty that Crittenden scored against WFC2.
It's almost like an assist on its own.
And this time the foul will go against Payeras. Payeras getting forward a lot more than we saw in the first half that he played against WFC2 before coming out for McCracken. However, Payeras had a lot to deal with in Brett Levi, who is not only a very pacing winger for WFC2, but also very good when cutting in.
We just saw Luca mixing it up with Koenig right there. Luca always mixing it up with everybody.
And Luca, with that pass to Santana, doing everything that's required of those who wear the number 10 jerseys. Ramirez, he wears number 22. He looked like a 9. And of course, that's the position he plays, and that's how he has all season. And the great thing about the other number 9 is that's one thing Ramirez is so good at, is reading those back passes and nipping in to take them away. And now OKC has to hit the reset button. But getting back to Cortez, the man who wears number 9s, the great thing that Oliver Wies has at his disposal is that he can either use him out wide or he can use him in the center, playing closer to Christopher Ramirez.
And we've seen him tonight being more central as those balls that are in the air. He is set to flick onto Ramirez. There is no hiding about it. That is his goal and his job when he's more centrally located on the field. So these two have been working very well in the past 3 games since both of them are able to find themselves on the pitch.
Felix going in the wrong direction. Harris brings it down. Gonzalez. Thomas. Harris. Evans. Perfectly weighted 80-yard diagonal ball. But nothing comes of it for the Energy.
OKC has definitely gotten back in this game after going down 1-0. At first they tried to go in overdrive and push forward, but now they're slowing down, controlling the ball, and moving it from side to side, which we've seen the OC Blues have success here tonight early on.
Harris marauding forward. And the Blues have to be careful. Duke is wide open on that far side. And then Duke smacked that one past, or Thomas rather, smacked that one past Duke. The Orange County Blues would like to take a moment to thank our presenting sponsor, Sports One Marketing. Sports One Marketing is a sports and entertainment marketing firm that maximizes the value of its clients by cultivating unique and lucrative business opportunities for corporate brands, elite and legendary athletes and coaches, and our strategic partners. And look at Santana coming up high to press, but he gets there just a moment too late. And something could be on here for the Energy going the other way as the field is stretched. Santana motoring down that far side, has the space, elects for the early cross. Falls Conley for Cortez. Cortez does well to create the shot for himself. So unlucky to see that one come off the crossbar, and Suggs his cross too close to Newton.
Cortez did a great job to shield the ball and keep possession, firing that left-footed shot. Only the post could save Newton and the OKC from being down 2-0 in this one.
And perhaps a bit too intricate up top for the Energy FC, but they'll recycle their runs. And Miranda will take those all day. Not happy at all with the way Craig came in with his arms up.
Well, it's no surprise here. OKC is pushing the ball forward and trying to get it out to the wing to send that ball in into the cross of the mix. But they just can't find that ball. They're trying to find Koenig, but it's not there for them. They might have to try and work through the middle on a through ball, as Payeras and Griffiths are just standing strong there in the back here tonight.
Santana can't get past Delgado. Harris. Evans looking for that diagonal ball to Duke once again. He's shown that he's able to play those balls on a dime, Evans, but not this time. .42nd minute. The Orange County Blues have a 1-0 lead courtesy of Christopher Ramirez, scoring his 7th goal of the season in the 33rd. And once again, the architect of the goal was Santana, but he was played into space on the wing on a beautiful diagonal through ball by Luca.
Luca's job as that holding midfielder to play those guys making those runs. And so far, him and Luca and Crittenden playing that ball out wide has been creating all the chances here tonight.
And now Sanchez with a chance to send this one into the mix. The cavalry is up from the back. The former Bakersfield man floats in a good ball, but it's a bit too deep. And Miranda playing center field.
Good marking by the OC Blues in the back. We've seen earlier this season getting burned on free kicks for lack of marking, but not there.
Crittenden chasing. Delgado turning. Thomas. Harris. And Evans playing that ball once again. It's getting a bit too predictable from the center back. Final minute and a half of first half regulation. And we've seen in a few games, especially the U.S. women's semifinal and the Copa America semifinal between Chile and Peru, where there have been really long stoppages in the first half, and yet the referee has only given about a minute of stoppage time. So it'll be interesting to see what Michael Zapata does here.
Surprising no one has gotten in the bookings list.
Cortez, he'll win those headers all day on the wrong side of Ramirez. Ramirez chasing though, and Von Compernol will get it out wide. Cortez hassling and harrying Delgado, who does well to win the throw-in, but he wanted a free kick. Felt that Cortez was a bit too tactile with him. And this time it's played short. It's going to be Thomas to tee it up. And Miranda off his line again. And Griffiths is really struggling. And Griffiths, who has started every game, this is the last player you want to lose if you're the Blues. He is the cornerstone of this defense. As the clock has struck 45 minutes here at Anteater Stadium. And that's fair. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Good job by Michael Zapata. The international referees could learn something from him. That long ball searching for Greg. Tried to hold it off, but Navarro was strong in the challenge. Luca. He's been stroking the ball around nicely today, Luca. Santana with a nice little pirouette. Gets out of traffic and gives it back to Griffiths. And the Blues will be happy to see out this first half in which they've been under pressure at times. However, the long ball gives it right back to Newton and the Oklahoma City Energy FC in first half stoppage time.
About a minute into stoppage time here. Can OKC cook up one more attack?
Well, they have to get forward if they're going to do so. Now Newton pressing everyone up. Evans coming back for it.
Might be another 80-yard ball.
This time plays it into the pocket of space. Good high pressure from Suggs. Lovely little feint to sidestep Crittenden. And the ball through, looking for Koenig. And Navarro with a vital intervention. Suggs forcing Danny Koenig to chase. And Miranda clearing. Neatly brought down on the chest. And a nice spin from Delgado. Played through, and Griffiths has to get there first. And he did just enough, and Miranda saves it from going out for a corner.
I thought Miranda maybe could have come out and grabbed it with his hands. He wasn't sure, though, if maybe that was a pass back from Griffiths. That could be the only reason Miranda played that one out with his feet.
And this should be the last chance of the half for the Energy. Once again, the Blues are going to have to play it like a free kick. As the flip throw comes in, Miranda crowded around, and he has been a boss in his area, bringing down every aerial ball. And normally you'd think he would look to start the counter, but he knows that the half is coming to an end. Still perfectly onto the head of Ramirez, who took a shot, and now a card is definitely going to have to come out. I may have spoken too soon. I think Zapata's pockets are sewn shut.
Oh, that's a good point, Mark. The elbow was definitely out there. He was flying chicken wing right there. He knew he could come across Ramirez, who has been giving that back line all sorts of fits here tonight.
And Ramirez pointing to his cheek. And I don't think he's saying, dame un besito. I think he's saying, that's where I got elbowed. But you know what, Ramirez, he's getting it just as good as he's giving it. We know that Ramirez has used those elbows. Crittenden to float it in. It's played low, flicked on, great save by Newton. Doing just enough to push it to safety. And that will do it. The first half almost ending with a flourish for the Orange County Blues, but they have the 1-0 lead, courtesy of Christopher Ramirez.
Well, Mark, on that last free kick, that looked like it went off the head of an OKC player. That was almost an own goal. Newton did everything he could to keep that one out of the back of his net, diving, as we see on the replay. Oh, look, Cortez, he was able to get in and get that flick. So that would have been a goal for Cortez. Newton saving the day right there. But this first half, a ton of action.
At the half, it is 1-0 Orange County. Christopher Ramirez in the 33rd minute from Chino Santana. Stay with us, though. Still plenty to come here at halftime, as we have an all-new episode of Orange County Blues TV, where we get to meet some of the players, some of your favorites, Amani Walker, Nikola Illich, and others. So stay with us.
Amani Walker, forward. I was born in San Diego, California. I grew up there and lived in a small community called Linda Vista for all my life. My parents they still have a house there. And I went to public school there. Then I ended up going to private school for middle school and high school, trying to get out of kind of the community because the schooling wasn't that great. I had the opportunity to go to 2 very good private schools, and I graduated from there. Played club soccer at Surf, got a scholarship to go to college at UC Irvine, so local in that sense. I really did enjoy UC Irvine and I enjoyed my time there. I'm happy to be back there. I appreciate everything that they did for me and how it progressed. I never thought I was going to play there again. My last game was there. It was bad. We ended up losing to a team that beat 7-1 the year, 3 weeks before that. So I never thought I'd get a chance to kind of make up for that loss. So it's nice. I mean, you know the field, you know the stadium, you know the field, the locker rooms, the way it smells, everything. So it's nice to kind of have that level of comfort going into everything. School was always first in my house, and no matter what happened, you would have to have a good grade before you can do anything. And luckily, I was athletic. I like basketball. I like soccer. Obviously, I played football. I played golf even in high school. So I loved all sports, but soccer always had that certain draw to it that I enjoyed. My father's Jamaican, so the day I learned how to walk was at one of his soccer games that he was playing in San Diego. And I'm pretty sure I didn't really have a choice after that. Like, I was playing soccer no matter what. So I got invited to the MLS Combine. And this was in 2011. I got invited to the MLS Combine. I played there, did okay. And then getting drafted 3rd or 4th round to the Chicago Fire. And it was it was a good experience. It was my first kind of professional experience getting into it. It was very different, obviously, from college because you're playing, you're just playing in the mornings and I'm doing much in the afternoon. Chicago was an amazing city. I love that city. It was a winter, like the worst winter they had. I hadn't seen snow 3 times in my life, and then they had a whole snowstorm that flipped over buses and everything like that. It was awful. They ended up not signing me. Told me I was 29 and they were keeping 28. and then they kind of helped me figure out my next step. Through kind of Chicago and my agent, I ended up going out to Minnesota and signing for that team, and had great success. Won a championship the first year, lost in the final the next. In Tampa for the last 2 years in the NASL, Tampa Bay Rowdies, under Coach Ricky Hill, and some stuff transpired at the end of the year, and then I went back to the preseason, and he wasn't there anymore as a coach. And I thought I was going to sign. It didn't work out, and so I drove across the country from Tampa to California in 2 days. It was a lot of fun. I recommend it to everybody. That was a joke. I don't recommend it to anybody. Do not drive across the country. It's awful. And I called Coach Oliver, because I knew him from my time here at UC Irvine with West Coast, the soccer for whole camp that we did every year. And I called him because I knew he was a new coach, and hooked up with him. He offered me a trial here, and subsequently ended up signing.
Hi, I'm Nikola Illich. I play center midfielder here at the OC Blues. My dad grew up playing soccer. He didn't play professionally or anything, but ever since I was a little kid, he took me out to the park and we played soccer, so it was just something we did, and just kind of stuck with me. I did 2 years at Vanguard University and then decided to take a break from school and do some tryouts over in Europe for a couple of years, so kind of traveled around and was on trial at a couple different places. Things ended up not working out, so came back to the States, and then I participated in the Open Cup, or the Open tryout, here at the Blues, and Coach Oliver ended up picking me. It was a confidence boost, because I don't know the exact number, but there was like 80 or 90 people out there, so to be one of two to be called back was nice. I was definitely nervous. I don't know if a lot of the guys remember, but Coach Braden was asking if I was ready, and I started yelling, and I was just like really excited, and yeah, it was weird to see like my friends and family out in the stands. It was kind of funny to see like my big face out there as well, the poster. It was pretty funny. I heard people cheering my name, and then I look out in the crowd and I just see my face just staring back at me. So I didn't know they were going to do it, but it looks like something that I'm going to do. Just to keep persevering. Like if you don't get it the first time, yeah, I know my friend that came with me to the Open tryout. That was his first tryout, and he didn't get picked, unfortunately. But I would just say for everybody that's trying out, just to keep persevering. Either go to more tryouts or start contacting coaches, traveling. Like it gets expensive, but it's worth it in the end once you've signed a contract.
My name is Jose Manuel Miranda. I play goalkeeper. Yeah, I'm from Cuba. And as you guys know, I don't know if you guys know, it's a big island. I am from a small island up in the north in Cuba. It's a small population. People used to practice surfing, kite surfing, all different sports in water. So I used to be a swimmer. So for some reason I started playing soccer. I remember my school. They used to have a team, and one day they had a game, and the goalkeeper didn't show up. So when we used to play baseball, I always dive, for the ball. I was kind of crazy diving all the time to catch the ball. So they were like, "Oh, Pepe, you can play goalkeeper. You know how to dive, so I think you're gonna do it good." And I played good. I remember a few saves that I had in the game, and since then, they put me as a goalkeeper. I was waiting for the opportunity. I wanted to defend when one time we were gonna go to Germany. We didn't, but since that time, I was like, I need to get out of Cuba. This is not good for me. We came here to Tampa, Florida to play a tournament. We played the first game against USA, and after the game, me and another 4 guys, we had a plan, and we decided to leave the team. We decided to defect. When we got to the hotel, it was a DoubleTree hotel in Tampa. We checked the doors, you know what I mean? The doors that behind the door was a parking lot. So we made sure that behind that door was the parking lot. So there was a person waiting for us. So we decided that door is the correct one. We called that person, we told him, hey, you need to be there at this time, and we're gonna get out through that door. So we need you to be there exactly at that time. And he was there, he picked us up, and from there we drove to West Palm Beach. It's a small town, like 40 minutes away from Miami. That was it. It was my decision. I spoke to my mom. She was like, I remember she told me, I want you happy, even if that is, even if your decision is gonna separate us, even if you're gonna be far away from me, I want you happy. So go for it. My first day in the United States, I remember I got to his house at 4 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at 6. I wanted to see everything. Everything was nice. You know what I mean? Like, everything was clean, super different than my country, So I enjoyed my first few days here. I was nervous because everything was different. We go to the bank, we don't know what to do. We go to the subway, we didn't even know how to order a hamburger, so it was different. They went to different places, we all have different life, but we're still in touch, we're friends, good friends. Not because we made that decision together, but in Cuba we were friends, like close friends. Go back to Cuba next year. I have to be here for 8 years, so I've been here for 7. I have 1 more year, so maybe next year I'm gonna go back to Cuba. My mother she has visa for 5 years, so she can come and go back. She came like 7 months ago. I was without seeing her for 7 years. So yeah, she came 7 months ago, and she was crying, happy. And I was like, this is not a sad moment. This is a happy moment, so you don't have to cry now. My goal, it's the same goal that we all have. It's to win the championship, obviously, but we have to go step by step and game by game. It's a different OC Blues because we have different personnel working in the office, different coaching staff, and it feels great because it feels like we all going in the right direction, in the same page, and if we keep it like that, I feel like we're gonna get the result that we want at the end.
1-0 scoreline here in Irvine between the Blues and OKC Energy. Christopher Ramirez with the goal in the 33rd minute to have the team lead in goals with his 7th goal of the season. Now bringing Brad Paul with me. Brad, I thought Blues played one of their better halves of the year.
Well, in the first 10 minutes, OKC was applying that high pressure and moving that ball into the third of the Orange County Blues, but the Blues did a great job of counterattacking and switching that point of attack. Crittenden was able to find balls on the outside to overlapping runs by Santana and Josh Suggs here on this near left side. But it was the goal set up by Luca, the other holding midfielder, to Santana, who played a beautiful ball across the middle, and Ramirez doing everything he could to put that past Newton.
Yeah, Luca, usually known for his physical play, which actually you've seen displayed here tonight. Been back and forth. Both teams have been a little back and forth and a little talking back and that's, I guess they both need this win. They both want this win. It's a huge. Blues can win 2 straight. OKC, they can potentially lose 3 straight after that 5 straight victories at home. One person I thought I would want to talk about a little bit now is Pepe Miranda. Miranda seemed to have control fully in his box.
Yeah, well, those long throw-ins that are kind of making Miranda play center field here, getting around that ball and doing a great job of calling everyone off. And Mark was talking about earlier in the broadcast, the ball cannot be scored straight from the throw-in. It has to be touched by another player, but Miranda doesn't want to take a chance of an OKC Energy player standing on the line because there is no offsides on a throw-in, so better to be safe than sorry and keep that ball out of the back of the net. For OKC, that earned them some corner kicks, but we'll have to see if they can keep that pressure up high on that OC Blues back line here to start the second half.
You saw both teams huddled up on their own ends. It shows how much this game means to both sides. Let's see how the second half plays out, and Mark Serber and Brad Paul will have the call.
How the Blues need this one. This is the first of a grueling 5 games in 16 days, and the next 4 are on the road. And the Blues looking to get in touching distance of this Oklahoma City Energy side. No changes that we're aware of to start this second half. But still plenty of quality on both benches. As this one played forward looking for Santana. Santana able to wrestle it away from his defender. Silky from Santana. Luca with the low ball. And cleared only to the back post. Felix. He's contented himself with simple passes, Felix. And that will be a free kick from Crittenden range for the Orange County Blues to start this second half.
Well, Santana did a great job of running to apply that pressure to win that ball for the OC Blues. Luca played in a low swerving cross, but a misclearance by Thomas was able to find the feet of Crittenden and draw that foul.
Crittenden hit the post against WFC2 from this distance.
Visit the Blues booth today or call our ticket office for more information to become a member of the Blues family.
This one a bit of a tight angle for a shot, though.
Look for him to curl this one back post.
And Crittenden went for goal, and the wall held firm, but it will be a corner kick. Third of the game for Orange County, first of the second half. And how the Blues need a second goal. You never know when Koenig's going to come alive. The Blues back line doing a great job as a unit to pick him up as he's looked for those runs. As this corner kick played way too deep. A good job to keep it in from the Blues, but Oklahoma City will hoof it clear. And good shielding out of bounds from Payeras. 21-year-old's throwing. Somehow slides through for Ramirez. Ramirez able to walk that tightrope, and he put it right in on goal when he should have played it back. Now he plays it back, and the volley skied over from Santana.
Well, Ramirez walking a tightrope right there to keep that ball in. Couldn't get it past Newton. Elects to play Cortez off the rebound, and then Santana skying it over.
Duke. Van Kampernol. The rookie has started all but one game this season. Nielsen saying that Van Kampernol has been the biggest surprise to him, and the reason that he's been so good is because his attitude. He's always listening, always willing to learn. And he's certainly put in the work here tonight. Rookie out of UNC Wilmington was the CAA Defender of the Year his senior season, as well as garnering first-team honors.
The UNC Wilmington Seahawks.
Crittenden bodied off the ball. Evans. Greg will chase. Greg seemed to feel at home here last year, scoring in both games here, as OKC took the series 3-1. However, the Energy have never won when trailing at halftime. 0-13-3 all time when going into the break down by a goal or more. Deft little chip over on that far side, but the Energy able to win it back. Luka gets there first. Ramirez brings it under control. Into the space for Cortez, picks his head up, and elects to hold on to the ball. Now tries to play it in. And over in defense was Evans, but it's at the expense of the fourth corner kick of the game for the Blues.
OC Blues are doing a really good job of those outside overlapping runs, creating chances to be able to throw that ball into the box. We see OKC Energy try to do that in the first half. They just could not connect that pass to the byline to get it in the mix. So advantage OC Blues right there.
And you have the feeling that the Blues need to get a second goal. This one doesn't beat the first defender. This is an OKC side that has not been shut out this season. So one goal is most likely not going to do it for the Blues. And here comes the Energy. Sanchez, witnessing space to run, trying to slide it through. Griffiths is there, only pokes it back to Sanchez, but the offside flag went up.
Looked like it might have popped up and hit Sanchez in the arm for a handball, but counterattacking opportunity stopped just like that. Sanchez doing everything he could, but it was Griffiths standing in front of that through ball to thwart that counterattack.
Cortez thought about lining it up. Instead tries to go far post, and once again Evans is in the way. It was not Evans, it was Harris on that far side. Credit for his good defensive positioning. And now you know it's Harris because he does the flip throw. So they try and push it on for Kooning. Blues have done a good job to slide and pass him on. Luka, little touch on for Santana. Santana cutting inside, sets himself up for the cross. But the Energy got back well.
It looks like it's going to be a corner kick as DDA is walking over to take this one, but Santana electing to go low and hard to that near post to try to hook back up with Luka. Maybe should have put a little air on that and looked for Ramirez or Cortez in the box.
And now Evans is down. Remember, Evans got into it with Ramirez in the first half. 1-0 in the 53rd minute as we have a stoppage in play. The goal coming in the 33rd from Ramirez after a cross back by Santana. And Ramirez did well to be patient and pick out his corner amid chaos in the box.
at OCBluesFC.com.
Have you visited the new USLsoccer.com? Get the latest news and live stats, and check out the new social media hub.
Now, the one thing that's surprising with the stats, OC Blues dominating corner kicks. Possession's about 50-50 right now, but nobody has found themselves with a yellow card yet.
Fifth corner kick for Crittenden. And this is huge for the Blues because Evans is off the field. And once again, he doesn't beat the first man. Always have to get that corner kick over the head of the first defender. The overlap allows Crittenden to cut inside, plays it to the back post. Blues arriving late though, and it will skip out for a goal kick as Brenton Griffiths was trying to rescue it. Now he has to make the long run back to a center position.
Griffiths was up on that corner kick right there. Good job to be at that back post, just a little too much weight on that ball from the left foot of Crittenden.
Ball squirts through for Delgado. Delgado able to turn Luca. The overlap comes from Duke. Gonzalez. Evans is back on and has space. Looking to thread it through. And this is where the Blues are susceptible, Brad, is it's that ball in between the midfield and the defense, but now they have a chance of their own. Ramirez flying in, tried to cut it back. And a great job to get back in cover from OKC.
Well, that would have been an incredible goal if he could have split those two defenders, Ramirez. Instead, good defending.
Kooning whistled for the foul. And what I was saying, Brad, is that the Blues are most susceptible when the ball is played on the ground in between their midfield and defensive lines, and that's where that ball can be threaded through for Kooning, and that's what OKC should be looking for. And they almost found it there. Instead, the Blues were wise to it and had a counter going the other way, but Ramirez couldn't finish it off. All he needs is one opportunity, Kooning. 10 goals on the season, and Nielsen said it's because he's always in the right place. Cortez almost in the right place. Von Kompernal gets back, and a strong clearance.
I believe he was able to save it, so it's going to be just a throw-in and not the sixth corner kick of the game for the OC Blues.
Payeras. That one almost fell kindly for him, but Crittenden has to chase. Gonzalez brings it down on the chest. Harris. Evans. Over the head of Craig. And the ref either calling a handball or a push, not sure which one there. Or now he's going to bring this one all the way back for a foul after the play. And Ramirez with a little piece of gamesmanship, poking that ball out wide so Evans couldn't take it quickly.
It's again Evans and Ramirez, those two exchanging words. Been going at it all night. Things got a little testy in the 33rd minute.
And that was poor from Evans. And Crittenden looking to take advantage. Santana's on the far side if they can find him. And Ramirez down again after he was unable to poke it through to Santana, who's dispossessed. Gregg looking to run at Griffiths. Great ball for the delayed run on the far side. That one beyond Thomas, but Duke's arriving and getting back, and Santana thought he got the ball first, but because he came from behind, it will be a free kick for OKC from a very dangerous position.
Well, Santana did a good job to track back and try to take Duke off of that one. Unfortunately for Santana, the foul is called, and it's going to be Thomas lining up for this free kick in a dangerous position.
Sanchez and Thomas conspiring over the free kick. Duke is lingering in the area as well. Now he'll leave.
Looks like Thomas might try to bend this one right over the wall here and try to catch Miranda on this near post.
Miranda has a lot of faith in his wall. He's cheating very far over, and the wall was well constructed.
Well, that's what Thomas was trying to do, just couldn't get it up and over the bigs of the OC Blues.
What a strike that would have been. Beautifully laid off, but Delgado couldn't quite catch it.
Ever since Delgado came in for Due here in this game in the 14th minute, he's been very crucial in that attack going forward for OKC. Just is not able to get that final touch in the final third.
Duke was playing higher up, and since Due had to go out, Christian Duke has dropped back into the wing back position, and Delgado has come into the midfield. Santana, what a turn. Can he get the cross off? It's a good ball in, and it's cleared away by Evans. Griffins ventured very far forward to keep that one for the Blues. Payeras weaving his way through traffic. Thought about getting the cross off on his own, instead gives it to Santana. Into the channel for Luca. And now we will have a substitution. Oklahoma City had to make an early substitution. Now they're going to bring on their second sub of the match. As Jimmy Nielsen goes to his bench, and he's going to bring on Cyprian Hedrick. And it's a center back for a center back. Is coming out as Gareth Evans. So Evans' night is done on the hour mark. And the 25-year-old Cameroonian will replace him.
And they'll have to do some immediate defending here. This ball will be looked to be flicked on into the box.
Santana waited too long. Cortez fighting for it and wins the sixth corner kick of the game for the Blues, the fourth of this second half. Become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content.
Hedrick playing his college ball at Coastal Carolina. Chanticleers.
So this will be an in-swinger from the far side. This time, it beats the first man all the way to the back post, but Cortez couldn't get to it. Oh, what a move from Payeras. Griffiths, it's useful! Almost the second goal of the games for the Blues, but Ramirez just couldn't direct it goalward.
It looked as if Ramirez had too much time all alone in the box trying to figure out what he wanted to do. Just mistimed that header and it went wide. Great ball by Griffiths, but an even better flick to receive that ball from Payeras.
Felix wins the header. These two teams will clash again on the 11th at Taft Stadium. And unlike last year where they met 4 times, that will be the final meeting between Orange County and OKC this season. This is the third of a 4-game road trip for the Oklahoma City Energy. They're staying in Southern California and will face the Galaxy 2 on Sunday. But still, plenty of time to rescue a point and possibly more for the Energy here. Hedrick. Van Compernol. Long strides from Van Compernol. And that's that ball into the channel that he's got to play. And he let it go because he knew he was offside, Duke. So it'll just be a thrown for the Blues as the move peters out in the 63rd minute. Follow at USL on Twitter to become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive giveaways. Sanchez tried to feed Greg inside. Cortez has been dynamite this game. Has hit the post and forced Newton into a really good save. Also started that first goal for the Orange County Blues by electing to keep it rather than looking to have a shot. That's when he slid it over to Luca to Santana, Santana to Ramirez, and Ramirez with the game's lone goal in the 33rd minute. So that one looking for Kuning, and something still might be on the top of the box. Arriving at the back post, Navarro getting there just in time. Check that, Payeras with the crucial intervention. Played across and punched away by Miranda decisively, but Greg was in an offside position.
If it wasn't for such outstanding goalkeeping play by both sides here tonight, Mark, we could have at least 4 goals on the score sheet here. Newton and Miranda have been doing a great job controlling their box. It's just the finishing by both these teams needs to be better.
And now Jimmy Nielsen will flick the switch on his 3rd substitution of the evening, as that was Kyle Gregg's last action, and Casey Townsend replaces him. The former Chivas USA and DC United man leads the team with 4 assists, but has yet to score this season.
Substitutions for OKC Energy FC in the 65th minute of play. Even the game is number 22.
Newton all the way to the top of his box.
Number 11, Casey Townsend.
So Greg will not score here at Anteater Stadium for the 3rd straight game.
Towson playing his college ball at Maryland Terrapins, a very good program.
Duke wins the header. Duke, Towson, first real touch of the game, and it was almost a brilliant one. Miranda with a tremendous save as Towson got everything behind that one.
Well, that one was a right foot curving away from Miranda, but the break is on here.
Hedrick gets there first to quell the counterattack.
The best thing about that save is Miranda made sure there could not be a rebound. Great save by Pepe Miranda.
Strong pause to push that one away from goal at full stretch. And it might lead to a chance for the Blues. 67th minute, and Vies has yet to go to his bench. And that was one thing we were going to look at, Brad, was how they manage the minutes of the players, considering that they have 6 games in July. The next 4 on the road. You won't have to deal with us until July 25th when Real Monarchs SLC come to town. And this time the foul is called as the player goes down hard on the turf, or on the track rather. And it's Duke. And the first yellow card of the game comes out.
Here in the 67th minute, Payeras just going full speed into that one. Runs him into the corner flag, and first booking for Zapata.
Attention please. Yellow card caution has been issued by the referee.
So Payeras, the first player to go into the referee's book in the 67th minute.
Very surprising that we had to wait 67 minutes for a booking, as there's been a lot of extracurriculars in this first half. But the Blues lead the game and the booking list.
Possession will be played. Thomas spins back, assessing his options, looking for the curling run of Kooning. Duke heads it forward. Sanchez. Duke. Went off of Griffiths last in the referee's point of view. Third corner kick of the game for the Energy, first of this half, as the Blues are now preparing a substitution and 2 players are down. Santana holding his head, and Duke gets up slowly. And now the trainers will be called on in the 69th minute.
As we look over to the Blues sideline, it appears Amani Walker, one of the Blues players, set to come in. There's actually 2, but it looks like Illich might be first.
Well, Santana has certainly done the defensive work tonight, but Illich, much more of a two-way player on the wing, where Santana's expected to stay a bit further forward and provide that offensive spark. Well, right now, it looks like Santana's number might be up, even if it wasn't going to be. Looks to be in some real discomfort, Santana. And what a game he's had.
Being able to get behind the defense on those overlapping runs and distribute the ball in the box. He's just been playing with so much confidence over these last 4 games.
Apologize cutting you off. Trainer said that Santana's okay, so he can stay on. So maybe it won't be him that Illich comes in for, but that's all in the head of Oliver Wiese at the moment. For now, it's a corner kick, and the Blues are down to 10. And the official is going to go into the chaotic area and say, no handbags in the box. Leaves the Lions' den. And it's a good corner kick. Still danger. And the Blues are able to get it clear. Luka is down, and now the referee spots it, and it's another head injury, so he had to stop it right away.
Smallest guy in the box is the one that soars up highest to clear that one. But it looked like a very hard fall for Luka.
And Michael Biscall has come in.
Luka soaring up. Ooh, comes down very hard on that backside.
I spoke too soon, but the reason I said it was a head injury, Brad, is because that's the only time the referee has to stop the game. If it's not a head injury, which I don't think he knew, he should have let that go, and Oklahoma City should have been able to continue their attack.
Well, it's a tricky situation because all the action's right there in the box. He can't have players running over him. OKC might disagree with that stoppage, but can't have men lying down in the box. But a smart and professional thing by Kritnan right there to give that ball back.
Duke continues his run. Kooning. Griffiths gets there first and shields it out of bounds. The flag went up late, but the whole ball did cross the line.
Still a good save for Miranda, even though the whistle was blown.
Play to the whistle. And now Oliver Wiese preparing to make his first substitution.
It's going to be the captain, Didier Kritnan, coming off for Illich as he hands over that captain's armband to Josh Suggs.
So Illich will get first entrance from the bench.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Substitution for the Blues.
And a very defensive-minded substitution, as well as perhaps one with the thought that there are 4 road games coming up for the Blues.
Number 21, Didier Kretnon.
Good strength in the middle from Townsend. It's Biskov, rather. Cortez. Twisting and turning Cortez. Was waiting for that run from Suggs. Unable to get it over the head of the defender, but he wins a throw-in.
Have you visited the new USLsoccer.com?
Illich for Critnan is a little bit of a defensive move here, but Illich is going to play in that high holding midfield to get those fresh legs to still give that ball to Cortez, Ramirez, and Santana.
Follow at USL on Twitter to become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive giveaways.
All USL regular season playoff games are available live.
74th minute,
in HD on YouTube.
and it's Christopher Ramirez's 33rd minute goal. The only moment separating these two sides. Otherwise, both teams have had their chances. Both goalkeepers have come up trumps.
And now Coach Oliver Weiss is going to flip the switch here. Walker for Christopher Ramirez in the 75th minute.
Your attention, please.
And Amani Walker, who played his college ball at UC Irvine,
Minute of play.
comes on for his 11th substitute appearance of the season.
Ramirez. Coming into the game is number 12.
One goal. It closed out the game in the first win against WFC2. So certainly not only a player that gives a little bit of a different dynamic, Brad, because he can hold the ball up and bring other players into the play, but he can score as well.
You have now two aerial threats with Cortez and Amani Walker.
And this time it's Walker knocking it down, and Cortez did well to make the diagonal run behind him. That time, he didn't do well, and it goes all the way through to Newton.
And Cortez already running off on the previous play in an offsides position. He just elects to let that go.
Kooning will be whistled for the foul.
Will travel, the official travel partner of the OKC Blues FC.
Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. Final 15 minutes. Cortez. Don't know how he got through the double team, but couldn't get past the third man. And the break could be on here for Oklahoma City. Sanchez cutting inside, witnesses a half yard of space, but the shot was charged down.
That's the same way, Mark, in the last game that Levi scored for WCFC2 against the Blues. Gotta force that man to the outside. Can't let him come swinging across the middle of your goal.
Miranda screaming at Luca to continue to pressure high. And it's out off of Payeras. And now another substitution will be made. In fact, one by both teams, I believe.
Says New York Times.
Looks like it's going to be Daly making an appearance here for OKC.
Omar Daly, the Jamaican, with over 70 caps. Also had spells in England with Bradford City and Reading, and in the Scottish Premier League with Motherwell. Bought in to add a touch of class, a sparkle of experience.
And Chris Cortez's night is done for the OC Blues. And Jimmy Turner will be in. So defense for offense.
And Turner playing on Suggs' side, so you have essentially two wingbacks playing on that far side. Turner, of course, will play as the wide midfielder, but he's also expected to get back in those corners and help Suggs not allow any balls into the box that will be looking for the head of Kooning.
And we did see this last game in their victory against WCFC2, but it was a late move. Oliver Weiss elects to flip the switch a little early here as we still have 12 minutes of play and some stoppage time.
Substitution for OKC Blues FC. In the 70th minute of play.
And Delgado coming out, so a sub for a sub. Oh, and that's a heavy challenge. And what's the color going to be here? And it was Turner. That's his first involvement of the game. Is it going to be his last? Straight red card for Jimmy Turner. And the task of keeping the clean sheet has just gotten harder for the Blues. As soon as Turner's on the field, he's off.
Well, as we see here, Turner comes. Hard challenge. Looks like the studs might have been up from this angle. Very tough for Turner, as he was only in the game for a minute and sees straight red from Zapata.
And how that changes things from a tactical perspective from Oliver Wies. And now it looks like it's going to be all hands on deck for the final 11 minutes plus change for the Orange County Blues. The impetus is certainly with Oklahoma City now.
Coach V still has defender Jack McCracken on his bench if he elects to get more defensive, as we see him taking off his warm-up on the sideline.
Long ball floated into the melting pot. Cleared away. The Blues are going to have to get out quicker. They can't just stay along the 18. Looking to become the first team to shut out Oklahoma City this season, and their task has just gotten exponentially harder.
If I'm Coach Wies, you maybe make that move for McCracken and leave Amani Walker as that lone striker. Drop Christopher Santana back. Try to get as many men behind the ball now, as you're down with the red card to Jimmy Turner in the 78th minute.
Santana still pressuring. We thought his number might be up because Illich is more of a wing player, but he came in the center to try and help batten down the hatches. That's what Turner was supposed to do, but Turner, well, I don't think he even needs a shower. And the offside flag is up, as Koenig was too quick out of the starting gate on that occasion.
OKC now has that man advantage with about 10 and change to play. You don't need to go over the top to have Koenig run onto it. He's been out there running hard for 81 minutes. They have that extra man. They can now move the ball up the field and play possession. They're doing a great job of switching that point of attack. So they just need to use that advantage that's been given to them on a silver platter.
And this time, Koenig came back from an offside position, so it's going to be another free kick for the Orange County Blues and a chance to catch their breath as we head inside this final 9 minutes plus change. And for the Blues, they just need to keep possession, but they're giving it right back to Oklahoma City. Tons of space for Duke to gallop into. Townsend is on his bike out wide. Textbook one-on-one defending by Payeras and shielding as well. As now Oklahoma City can amp up the energy. They're going to come in wave after wave of attack.
Was that pun or no pun intended?
It's just more fodder for the YouTube trolls. And that's a cynical foul from Luka. And it just gives another opportunity for OKC to get the artillery forward and put this one into the box.
Illich doing a good job to stand in front of the ball, make Sanchez ask for 10 yards to make sure everyone is back for the OC Blues. All 10 men are back.
The Blues win the header, but of course, OKC maintains possession. This guy, Walker, doing his job, getting a foot in there. Hedrick sidesteps him. Duke. Dangerous ball, but Griffiths is spot on once again. Floated to the far side. Hedrick was drafted by Sporting Kansas City and looked like he was going to make their roster, and then unfortunately got injured. Was out for a whole year. Duke played in, and that shot took a deflection. And they're going to say it was off the Blues, so it'll be a corner kick for the Energy in the 84th minute. What a wild one we have here on YouTube. And all USL regular season and playoff games are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today. As Oklahoma City has Orange County on the ropes. If you're a member of the grid, you have to be on your feet. That's a dangerous ball, but it's the Blues climbing highest once again. Good save from second chip opportunity. How did that stay out? And that ball is in.
Miranda coming up big 2 times in a row here.
Thunderous save, and he was helped from his defense as well.
As we see that left-footed strike come all the way across. Nothing that Oklahoma City can do but shake their heads in disbelief as Miranda comes up with a giant save right there.
And then on that last ball, you have to get your knee over it. Skying it from 12 yards. Yes, it's a bouncing ball. Yes, there are defenders charging at you. But that one needs to at least be clipped toward the target. And now Chino Santana's night is done in the 86th. And Jack McCracken will come in. And now I think the referee is going to give Miranda a yellow card for time wasting, if not a stern talking to. Yep, he's saying one more time, and you're going to get a yellow card.
Well, I don't know if that was really fair because they were making a substitution right there.
Well, the referee thinks that Miranda should know to wait for his whistle. So 86th minute, and there will be stoppage time. Hedrick plays it the wrong way, but there's no one to bother Newton. Only Walker is chasing in the opposition half. Oklahoma City invited to come forward. Space to run. Thomas sprays it out wide. And that's tremendous defending on the far side. Miranda screaming higher, higher. Hedrick with a little touch out wide. And help forward. And the Blues doing a great job to get back and win the ball. There'll be another throw-in for the Oklahoma City Energy in the 87th minute.
It's going to be tough for the OC Blues to gain possession and keep possession here. So far, they've just elected to kick it long and wait for that attack of OKC Energy.
Luka still working feverishly. It's not the best ball from Duke. The clearance right back to Hedrick. Van Kompernal invited to come forward. Inside for Towson. He can hit him from here. Smartly closed down. McCracken. Ball able to be played in, but it's over the head of Koenig. And Hedrick will settle in the 88th minute. Walker needs to be a bit more vicious there. And this is what we've been looking for from OKC, but last-ditch tackle from Brenton Griffiths to save the day for the Blues. And Walker wins the free kick. It's exactly what he was brought in to do.
This is the opportunity for the OC Blues to not kick it deep. Just play it short, try to gain that possession, and work the ball up the sidelines. You have McCracken here near side, fresh legs. If you could just spread out, you're down a man, but the game's not over. You still have to be offensive and keep that pressure on OKC.
I would venture to say at least 6 minutes. Two minutes plus the 4 minutes of stoppage time that I'm guessing. And the flip throw to get it downfield. Suggs is there. And a studs up challenge means it's going to be another free kick as more time bleeds off this clock for the Orange County Blues. And Orange County Blues would like to take a moment to thank our presenting sponsor, Sports One Marketing. Sports One Marketing is a sports and entertainment marketing firm that maximizes the value of its clients by cultivating unique and lucrative business opportunities for corporate brands, elite and legendary athletes and coaches, and our strategic partners. Hedrick, well, he was trying to head that back to Newton. Instead, it's going to be a corner kick. And as we head inside the final minute of regulation, the Blues can let more time run off this clock. And these Blues are gassed. And we are hearing there's going to be 5 minutes of stoppage time. Blues just trying to keep the ball in the corner flag. And it's going to be a goal kick as who's trying to win another corner kick on that far side. And Newton plays it quickly.
Well, the Blues had to go the full 90-plus change last game against WCFC 2 for that victory, and they're going to need the same effort here.
Oklahoma City trying to avoid a third straight loss. And that's a good ball. And the header asking for a corner kick, but really half pleas fall on deaf ears of the referee as we are now into stoppage time. And OKC has had their chances. Miranda has come up huge, especially on 3 occasions. And how that last one was not finished off with the ball ping-ponging around the box, I am not sure. But OKC will want that one back. Still time, though, for the men from the Heartland to rescue a point.
And it's not like Newton has done a bad job here tonight in conceding that goal. It was just a great offensive job by Ramirez to finish in the box. But by far, player of tonight's game has got to be Pepe Miranda.
Sanchez flying in. Poked on. Griffiths cleared him. Was brought down. Blues wanted a foul. Zapata, the referee, tells him to get up. Thomas floats it into the mix. And another Blues player goes down, and this time the foul will be called.
There he is. Miranda. 3 miraculous saves tonight. And 2 really good other saves. And has done a great job on Harris's flip throw-ins that just keep crawling into his box.
Newton comes all the way out to take it. Walker really on an island up there. Von Kompernol gets it over to Hedrick. Hedrick sends it in looking for the flick on. And it fell kindly, but the shot pulled wide. And it's just not happening for OKC, is it, Brad?
The finishing, it's got to be there. And they had the effort, but Miranda has just been there time and time again. That was Koenig right there that had that shot. I think he's just gassed, trying so hard to get this scoreline back even. He is the leading scorer for this team, but it's not a one-man team. It's got to take all 11 for this effort.
And at this point, anywhere will do, and that's exactly what Illich does. Koenig, 6 goals in his last 5 games. 6 goals and an assist in his last 6 games. Can he become the hero here? And now the long flip throw from Harris. Walker with the header. Wrong direction. Corner kick. OKC in the dying embers of this match.
I guess referees are just in such awe that they would never even think to call a foul throw.
Newton coming all the way up, trying to join the ranks of the goal-scoring keepers. Cross comes in, low trajectory. Newton chests it back to Hedrick. Played out wide. Biscoff sends it into the back post. Still bouncing around and over the crossbar. Shot through a mass of bodies, but the Orange County Blues escape once again.
I think they're just surprised that they're given these opportunities from 18 out with the ball right at their feet. You got to stay down on it. Put that one on frame. Give your players a chance for that rebound. You had all 11 men up. You really have to do better.
Well, for a team that has scored in every game, their finishing has certainly let them down tonight, as Walker wins another foul.
Well, this will be good for the OC Blues if they could hold on here after winning their last game, trying to build on that as they go into a critical month of July.
And even more important for the Blues is not only would they be just 2 points behind Oklahoma City, but their next game is against Arizona United, the team that is tied with them at the moment on points. So a chance to put some breathing room between them and Arizona United. Of course, matters still have to be settled here.
Well,
Perhaps 1 or 2 more chances for Oklahoma City, who have been knocking on the door, especially since Turner was red carded right around the 80th minute. But that will do it. The Orange County Blues hold on by a thread for a 1-0 win, as Ramirez's 33rd minute goal stands. And for the first time this season, Oklahoma City Energy have been shut out, and their losing streak goes to 3 games. Well, the Blues, building a streak of their own, back to winning ways, winning their last 2 matches before heading on the road for their next 4. Thoughts, Brad Paul?
Pepe Miranda was outstanding tonight. Player of the game for sure, to keep that clean sheet under the amount of pressure he was in. And then with the red card in the 78th minute to Jimmy Turner, who had just come on to be down a man and still thwart that offensive attack by OKC. Got to tip my cap to Miranda.
Well, it was like calling the same play over and over again for the last 12 minutes, wasn't it? It was already all Oklahoma City coming forward. The Blues had decided to try to hold on for the clean sheet, their 4th of the season. But then when Turner went off, that's pretty much when all you know what broke loose, and Oklahoma City just invited to come after them and come after them and come after them. And even though the Blues did a great job through adversity and held firm, you have to feel that Oklahoma City will feel that their shooting let them down tonight.
Finishing in that final third, if you want to win, especially on the road, you have to put the ball in the back of the net. Only conceding 1 goal wasn't terrible. It was just the lack of finishing. And now Oklahoma City still, when trailing at halftime, has not won a game or get back to tie that one up, going now 0-14-3 when trailing at halftime.
Well, the Orange County Blues improved to 7-6-1, 22 points on the season, while Oklahoma City Energy fall to 7-5-3 and remain on 24 points, and they have the Galaxy 2 to play on July 5th. Brad, you and I are going to get a little bit of a break as the Blues will head on the road for 4 games, starting with Arizona United on Sunday, and that is a crucial game for them as they look to put even more breathing space between them and the chasing pack for the playoffs. And we won't be back here until July 25th, when we will get our first look here at Anteater Stadium of the Real Monarchs SLC. But coming up for the Blues, it's not going to be an easy July. Arizona United, then the Tulsa Roughnecks, the first team to shut the Blues out. Then the Oklahoma City Energy, again, at Taft Field on July 11th. So all those games from now till the 11th. And then on the 16th at the StubHub Center against the LA Galaxy 2, a team that has really, not only the Blues' rival, but really their nemesis in the fact that the Blues, even though they've played them closer this year, just can't seem to beat them. So 4 very crucial games. And in the USL, July is always the month, the real meat and potatoes month, where all the games come fast and heavy. And if you can come out with a winning record in July, then you have set yourself up with a great chance to make the run at the playoffs. The Blues off to a good start here tonight with their first win.
Well, at the midway point last season, they were sitting as a playoff team. At the midway point this season, they're sitting as a playoff team. But for the OC Blues and Coach Oliver Wiese, that's not good enough. They want to move up the ranks and up in those standings. And before tonight's game, people thought this could potentially be a playoff matchup. We'll only have to wait and see how the next few games go, as we'll have a ton to talk about once the Blues make a home trip back here in July.
One of the man's vital with the clean sheet tonight was Payeras, and Justin Maestas is with him right now.
With outside back Jeffrey Payeras. And Jeffrey, you played a full 90 minutes here tonight. You earned the shutout. How good does it feel to get a shutout on your final home game before the long road trip?
It feels good because we had a little streak going on, a little losing streak going on. It felt good winning these past 2 games, and especially this one, holding it down till the end, or 1-0 win. So it felt good.
It seemed like you were dangerous. You came out and you played forward a lot. It seemed like. What is that? Was that the game plan to try to get forward and try to get some goals here tonight?
Well, yeah. The coach Albert always tells me to try to get up the field, but first defend. Obviously, get up the field as much as I can. And I used to play it forward when I was younger, so that helped me out a lot. And just sort of playing with Chino, playing with the forwards as well, so it helps out a lot, and it helps out the team too.
Another win, another victory. Good luck on the road trip.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you guys.
Brad, still a long way to go. The Orange County Blues with this game have just reached the midpoint of their season. But if you want to talk about progress from last year, where they finished 13th out of what was then a 14-team table, to now, the Blues have already matched their win total at home for last season at the midway point. They were at 5-8-1 at home last year, are 5-3-1 at home this year at the midway point. However, 2-3 on the road, and I'm going to tell you, they're going to have to steal some points on this road trip. And this game against Oklahoma City coming up on July 11th, especially considering the handbags that went on between Ramirez and a number of Oklahoma City players, especially Gareth Evans, that's going to be a real physical battle.
OKC last season had the OC Blues number. This season, we already see a different OC Blues teams, and that's got to leave a bitter taste in Jimmy Nielsen and the OKC Energy's mouth. They know what they could do. They're not used to coming into Orange County and seeing a 0 by their name, especially this season. First time being shut out here tonight. But the OC Blues cannot think too far ahead. One game at a time. This is, like you said, the month of July. It separates the men from the boys.
Well, speaking of men, the MVP, Pepe Miranda, gives Oklahoma City their first shutout and also is with Justin Maestas.
We're here with goalkeeper Pepe Miranda. Pepe, a shutout here tonight. Talk about the feelings you're going through right now, earning a shutout before going on the road.
It's definitely very important to earn the shutout, but the most important is to earn the 3 points that we needed. We were in the bad streak without winning any games. I think it was like 5. We won the last one. It was a decent performance, not the best, but today we were solid, especially the last, I would say, 15, 20 minutes that we were playing with 10 men. We were solid in the back. I had a few decent saves, but I am part of the team, so I am supposed to do that. So the most important thing today was the 3 points, and looking forward to be on the road.
Yeah, I mean, you played phenomenal back there. You made a great save. Can you talk about what goes through the keeper's mind when you see those shots coming at you? Like, were you thinking where they were going to go?
you're hoping you can save it. But no, definitely it's excited to be back there. You know, it's a lot of responsibility in your shoulders, but you know, if you train hard, you practice hard every week, the results are gonna come. And today was a solid performance.
You play this team in 10 days in Oklahoma City. Do you keep your mind on them a little bit, even though you know you're going to play them in a couple games, or do you just go next game by next game?
No, definitely it has to be game by game. We always talking about the championship, but the reality is that we have to make the playoff first and then go from there. Our mind now has to be on Arizona. They are a good team, and because it's the next game is the most important, so we have to take it super serious.
OKC, we're ahead of you in the standings. Arizona are below you in the standings. A couple good games and you'll be right back in it.
Yeah, definitely. Those games are very important because we're playing with direct rivals. We have to beat them if you want to be in the first 6 to make the playoff. And it's super excited to be on the road facing hard teams like Oklahoma, Arizona, Tulsa, and we're back here in LA to face the Galaxy.
Well, get your rest and you're going to need it on the road trip.
Thank you, man.
Back to you guys.
Miranda, certainly the hero of the evening. Some incredible saves, definitely some for the highlight reel, and definitely deserves his man of the match performance. Final thoughts, Brad Paul.
OC Blues riding hot, 2 consecutive wins here at home, and going through the final stretch of this season, you're going to need to be successful at home. Great words from Pepe Miranda. 1 game at a time. They are not going to look to the matchup here in 10 days against Oklahoma City. They're just going to look to the next matchup ahead, Arizona. But tonight, the OC Blues did just enough and stayed strong in the back. But it all starts with Pepe Miranda, the player of the game.
It was Ramirez from Santana in the 33rd minute. Jimmy Turner sent off in the 78th. And the Blues survive by the skin of their teeth, thanks to Pepe Miranda. But that will do it for us. Brad Paul, great job as always for Justin Maestas and AIM Sports. I'm Mark Serber saying goodnight from Maneater Stadium, where it finishes the Orange County Blues 1, the Oklahoma City Energy FC 0.